So I haven't made a video like this in a very long time where I talk about what I believe to be, good investments at this point in time. I think the reason for that being is just the market we're in. Like every single like Scarlet and Violet product besides, Shrouded Fable is pretty expensive. Like all pretty much all booster boxes are $200 plus. All the specialty sets are pretty expensive, like I said, except for Shrouded. So there's really not much to talk about in terms of like an underrated or really good investment or some place where they have good deals because everything now is expensive, right? In Scarlet and Violet, and it's so obvious just to say go back to Sword and Shield and just buy everything because all of it's out of print, and Sword and Shield really hasn't done much in a while. So it's, I could say all this stuff right about Sword and Shield, and that's an easy answer to the question. So I do have some boxes here from Sword and Shield, but I also do have this a couple other products from Scarlet and Violet that I wanted to talk about and why I believe they're underrated. So first, you want to talk about Evolving Skies. Now, maybe this is a surprising one to see, maybe not, but I have a reason why I'm bringing this up. And it's not because of the market price or anything like that. So you can see the lowest listing right now is 1360. Market price says 1300. Recent sale, there's been one at under a grand, but I don't know if that's a real sale or not or whatever, because that is pretty cheap. But it does speak to something I'm going to say here, which is why I'm bringing Evolving Skies booster boxes even up in this conversation of being underrated because it's pretty expensive. But yeah, you can see the past few months the price really hasn't done much. But granted, there's not that much sales on TCG Player for Evolving Skies because it's pretty expensive. Most of the sales probably going to happen on eBay, but you can see the past few months it really hasn't done much. It actually at one point was a little bit higher market price, but has dipped. But yeah, right now lowest listed is 1360, so that's kind of what we're using here as a point of, I guess, being what the market price is, right? So if we go to eBay, right, I want to show you guys this. There's a good amount of listings out there and sold listings of booster boxes of Evolving Skies being under 1,200 bucks. So if we go to sales, you can see one recently sold for 1,100 bucks on bid, right? One sold for 800, but this is not real, I believe, because it's like zero feedback. This person has zero feedback, but it's a more reasonable price at 1,200. We keep scrolling. There's a box under 1,200 here. This looks like a real sale. We keep scrolling. There's a bid. I don't know if this is real. It's pretty sketchy reviews, but this is about 1,000. You see here, there's more towards 1,200. We keep scrolling. You can see this is an international sale, but here under 1,200. So you can see just there's a lot of sales for under this $1,300 price, and I feel like Evolving Skies is one of those products that probably isn't going to see really any big decreases. If anything, they'll just go stagnant for a while at the price points, because just Evolving Skies is so strong. I can't see how this really goes. The price really sees any decreases. So the fact that you can get these booster boxes at a somewhat of a discount off a market, especially I guess in the strong market, is a buying opportunity. If you don't have any Evolving Skies, if you want to go back to Sword and Shield, there's some deals out there for Evolving Skies booster boxes where you can get them for under lowest listing or market price for TCG Player. Now, just to show you guys some active listings if you want to buy these, there's this one listing here that I want to show you because it's a pretty good deal. And the booster boxes, just from how they look in the pictures, they look pretty clean. So there's a seller, looks pretty legit, selling these 7 booster boxes for $8,050. Now, I don't think many people out there have $8,050 to just throw around and buy Evolving Skies booster boxes, but this comes out to $1,150 a booster box, which, considering the market price is like 1,300, or if we say lowest listed is 1,350, that's a $200 discount off of each booster box. What's $200 times 7? That's 1,400 bucks. It's like a free booster box. Like, that's the discount you're getting off of market price. So I'm not telling you guys to buy this, okay? Because I don't think many people have $8,000 to spend like this. But I mean, if you do, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this looks like a pretty good deal. And like I said, if you look at the images here, they look pretty clean. Like, it's not like the most close-up pictures, but if you look at all these, like, they look pretty mint. Like, if you do close-ups, they look nice. Like, these are nice. Like, look like they're case fresh boxes. Like, look at the seals, they're like perfect. So especially them being this expensive, getting this sort of discount, and buying these at this price, like, I know it sounds crazy buying a booster box above $1,000, but the discount on Evolving Skies like this is pretty insane. I don't know when this is going to sell, right? Because I don't think many people have $8,000 to spend. But this is a very good deal for being mint boxes. getting like a $200 discount off each box is pretty good. So let me know. Maybe one of you guys out there watching is rich and buys this. Let me know because these look like some really good booster boxes. Just saying. There's this other listing I found for $12.50, but obviously it's not as good as the other deal. But I just want to show you guys there are some other boxes out there for under market price of TCG Player. This box looks pretty mint as well. Looks pretty nice. Now going on to some other product. Now I really never talk about collection boxes, but you know some of these collection boxes are good. This one's an interesting one because at one point these were going for pretty crazy amounts. Like look here, these were selling for $80. Right, not in crazy amounts of TCG Player, but they were selling for like $70, $80 at most places online. But recently, since these pretty much have come out, they have dropped pretty drastically, all the way down to the 50s, and you can see lowest listed here is $54. And there are a few other listings for around 55. Then it does go back up to 60 plus, but they are around this price right now. And MSRP for these, I believe, is $40. So you take into consideration that MSRP is $40, which is I guess a thing now, right? It's only $14 more, which is less than 50% markup. And I believe this product, to be a pretty interesting premium collection box. One, it has, a pretty interesting, thing to it, which I don't think it has ever been done before. It has this like acrylic stand figure thing to it, which is kind of cool. But also the pack selection is really good. It does only have 6 packs, so yeah, it's not the best price per pack value, but you do get this huge acrylic stand thing, which is like a cutout, and you kind of take them out, and I don't know, it's a kind of cool concept, but it's an Iono box. It looks pretty cool. Like I'm thinking about buying some of these. But yeah, I mean at $54. I feel like if you can get them, because I have seen some places selling them for around $50, I would say this is actually a decent collection box because it just Iono, pretty popular trainer, but the pack selection is really good. I believe there's Paradox in here. Is that Obsidian? I can't really tell. I know there's Surging in here, and there's Journey. I don't know. Is this Surging? I don't know exactly what pack this is, but you can watch an opening to see exactly what's in here. But I know there's Surging and Journey, and that's really what matters here. So long term, I feel like if you can get this for around $50, like this, I think is a pretty good product. Now, if you don't want to buy on TCG Player, which if you want to get a case or something on eBay, there's a reputable seller, selling cases of these, which is very strange. If you look at this case label, why does it not say Iono's Belly Bolt Premium Collection Box? Why does it say April 2025? Like, who's gonna know what this is, right? I guess, is this the only, like, I don't think this is the only premium collection box coming out this month. I think there's also the Charizard one also. Maybe I'm wrong, but why does it not say Iono? Why does it say April? Like, that's the weirdest thing to me. So this could be kind of a weird case to have, like, because the labeling, like, people might not know exactly what this is. So it is kind of weird, I guess, to buy this like that. But you can see here they are selling them for $330, which comes out to $55 per box. And you can also put in a best offer. So theoretically, you can maybe put in a best offer for like $320. They'll most likely maybe accept it and get a small discount for each box, maybe cover some of the taxes that you'll have to pay on eBay. But yeah, you can get these in cases. But like I said, it's a little bit weird. The case here says April 2025 premium collection. Like, why doesn't it say the exact product? Kind of strange to me. Now, just to end this video off of just some more obvious ones, or I guess the last one maybe isn't, but I want to talk about that. Another Sword and Shield product, Brilliant Stars. I really feel like Brilliant Stars, I mean, it's just like $10, $20 more expensive than Silver Tempest right now. Brilliant Stars, I feel like, is going to have its time in the future where it really goes up. Like, in my opinion, just on paper, this is like a perfect set almost. Like, it has Charizard V alternate art. It has also the Arceus, but it's mainly the Charizard. But the trainer gallery has evolutions, multiple evolutions. You take into consideration this being an Eevee set, a Charizard set. Like, it's a perfect set in the books, but it hasn't done anything. I think, buying right now, where it's going to be in a few years, like, I feel like it's going to have its time. And just Brilliant Stars, I also just like the, artwork of the box. I know it's a little bit different, I've always said it. But Brilliant Stars, I feel like it's going to have its time. And I think buying Brilliant Stars, if you can find it for under $300 where it's at now, I feel like it's going to be a good buy. Really, any of these Sword and Shield boxes, honestly, that you can find probably for under $300, like Silver even, is good. But Brilliant, in my opinion, is just such a great box and great set that buying at this price point, I still feel like is very good. And the last one here, Journey Together ETBs. So I'm, just putting this on here because I'm pretty sure if you buy this locally, like if you buy from like Facebook Marketplace, um, I'm pretty sure you can find these in the 60s at this point because market price now is like $70, or actually it's like 68. Um, if you can find these for $60, especially in the low 60s locally, like maybe evil scalpers not being able to make the profit they want, maybe they're selling them off for like $65, $60, whatever. Looking at how ETBs have been, right, with the reprints. Um, Look at Surging Sparks, right? It's $100 for an ETB. Look at all these other ETBs. They're not getting really reprinted. Obviously, we have this prismatic ETB reprint, but we kind of already know it's probably not going to really do much, right? It looks to be pretty small based on what we've seen. If they don't reprint ETBs, buying this at $65 or whatever is going to be a good buy, right? Because it just seems like they don't reprint ETBs that much at all. They usually reprint booster bundles, and if you look at Surging Sparks, it's like $100. If this doesn't get reprinted, buying at $65. If this goes $100 in like let's say 3-4 months, whatever, I mean, the gains on that is pretty good. So I'm just putting these on here because it is like the new product or whatever. But the amount it's decreasing to me is pretty insane. And I know there's going to be deals you can find locally. So if you can find these for low 60s on Facebook Marketplace, I think this is a good pickup. I wouldn't really buy it at like 70 plus, especially now. But if you can get in that low 60s range, I feel like that'd be a pretty good pickup. So that's the reason why I put these up here. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments below. Are any other products like that are underrated that I didn't include in here, or are these like pretty good ones? Because at this point, there's like you can just talk about Sword and Shield all day long. Because at least in Scarlet and Violet, there's really nothing underrated. But I did include this one in the Iono's Belly Bolt Premium Collection because I feel like these have some potential. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.